Get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, it is 2014, and we have returned with a new show.
We've gone next level.
So we got a lot to cover today.
We have a whole year to cover.
Yeah, we got the whole year in 2014 or 2013 to cover. This is our first show back. Going to be our 2013 year in review show. Plus, we got to cover the Golden Globes that are coming up next Sunday. So we got a lot to fit into this first show back.
Yeah, I didn't realize how quickly those were coming up either.
I didn't either. I thought they were later in the month, but it is what it is. So
yeah, that's why we do a podcast, because we know these things.
Well, we should have known that they were coming up a little bit quicker.
Right.
So. But anyway, we are no longer Nerd Sentimental. We are now the Next Level Showcast, part show, live show, part podcast, because you will be able to podcast our show later on, probably by tomorrow or Tuesday. The show will be up to listen to at a later date, or in repeat, which we hope you kind of go back and do too. But we just want to cover a little bit of information before we get started. First off, our new email, nextlevelshowcast@yahoo.com. Our new
write
Twitter
that down,
handle.
You're going to need it.
What was that?
I said write that down, you're going to need it.
Yeah, you better write that down. You're going to have to write this one down, too, because this is one I had to ask you about earlier, too. Our new Twitter handle, which we invite you to follow us on Twitter, is at the Next Level SC. We tried getting a little easier handle, but it was a little difficult considering a lot of them were taken.
Yeah, Twitter's kind of popular, so
I think
a lot of people already have.
I think it's taken off.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be something big.
Yeah, I think this Twitter thing's going to be good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be popular. And finally, follow us if you don't already on Facebook, facebook.com/nextlevelshowcast. But as we've been advertising for the past couple days, Adam and I. Oh, by the way, I'm Ben. My co-host is Adam. We neglected to do that from the beginning.
Oh yeah.
That's probably
Not
something.
important.
Who we are isn't important. It's what we give to you that's more important. And on that topic, we have a contest that we're going to be doing. We're going to give you an opportunity to win a free 6-month subscription to either your choice of Netflix, Hulu Plus, or Xbox Live. And how you're going to be able to do that, there's going to be a number of different ways to do that. First off, we're going to be asking you a trivia question at some point in the show tonight. So you're going to have to listen. It might be halfway through the show. It might be at the end of the show. So you're going to have to listen to the entire thing to figure out when that trivia question is going to be coming up. Also, share our page for every day between now and Friday that you share our page on yours and get people to like us. You will earn another shot into that drawing. So the more you do, the more opportunities you have. And by next show on Sunday, we will announce a winner. We'll get in contact with you, and we'll figure out which one of the three you want.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. But you know what? We got a lot to cover. So what do you say we get started? And hang on. I'm experiencing a difficulty on my end here. Hang on one second.
Jeez, oh man.
Yeah, I know. Shut up.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
That's another new thing we have for this one.
We have clips.
For Christmas, I got a mixing board, so
yeah,
now we have clips.
So now we have clips. But all right, what do you say? Let's get started with the box office. All right, Adam. So what do you got for the box office this week?
All right, number one, Frozen actually finished number one at the box office this week.
That's still
after being number two last week. Yeah, it's in its 7th week,
and it's
in
still
the box office.
It's still in the top 2.
It went up, yeah, and it went up to number one. That shows you how really not much open this weekend. It actually still brought in another $20.7 million this weekend.
That's huge.
Excuse me, number two. What? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, the animated films always do well in the box office, but for some reason, that one just seems to be doing so much better than any other animated film lately.
I've heard really good reviews about it. I've actually heard it's one of Disney's better animated films recently. Even better than, like, Rapunzel and all those.
Well, Tangled, you mean?
Yeah, well.
I love Tangled. I haven't seen Frozen yet, but I'm sure it's
a
one.
good movie.
I'm sure it's one that I'll see.
Yeah, I mean, in the 7 weeks that it's been out, Frozen has grossed almost $300 million.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, and then number two, its opening weekend, Paranormal Activity: The Marked Ones.
I'm getting
bringing
tired.
18.2.
I'm getting tired of these movies.
Yeah, they're really pushing it now.
They're going to the well way too much with these. I mean, I didn't even find the last one that scary. And every time they come out, the next one is always, it's so much scarier than the last one. Really? That's not saying much.
What number is this one? This is like the 5th one?
I think this is the 5th one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big Paranormal Activity person, but I saw, and this one, I remember seeing the trailer for it. Is it not like a documentary type one? Or like, it's not the same where they just set up a camera and watch what happens at night, right? Isn't this? I guess it's more of like a documentary type one. Where
they're all kind of
somebody's house.
They're all kind of like the documentary type kind of thing where it's
Right.
it's hidden camera footage and things like that.
Found footage, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if this one's any different or not. I don't even know if I'll plan to see it. If I see it, it'll be when it comes to DVD.
Right.
That's it.
I heard that it had a pretty good midnight opening, but it didn't do nearly as well as the last movie. So you can see that America and the world thinks it's kind of declining as well.
Well, I mean, it's like the Saw movies. How many Saw movies did they put out? 8? They were putting out one a year for like 8 years straight.
Yeah, it was a lot. I stopped watching after 5.
I stopped watching after 3.
Not a bad decision on your part.
No.
Number 3, which was number 1 last week, so this got knocked back a couple spots. The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug. That was 16.2 million. 16.2 million.
That's one I still need to see.
Yeah, that one in just 4 weeks has grossed $230 million.
So I think is correct me if I'm wrong. You have the information in front of you. Frozen did better or worse than Hobbit? Which did better?
This week?
Well, this week I know it was Frozen, but overall,
Yeah.
Frozen has made more money so far than The Hobbit, hasn't it?
Right, but it's
Hobbit
been
hasn't been out as
3
long.
extra weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, The Hobbit's only been out for 4 weeks, and Frozen's been
out for 7. Okay.
Yeah. But do you want to? I guess we'll still do top 5.
Yeah, do top
'cause
5.
Number 4, because these are a couple movies that came out while we were on break. So, number 4 was The Wolf of Wall Street, which is another one I want to see and I haven't been able to yet.
Scorsese, man, I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, that switched spots with the number 5 one, which was number 4 last week. American Hustle at 13.2, which is another one I want to see.
That's that's the Bradley Cooper,
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, it's got a pretty big cast to it.
Yeah. Also, Christian Bale's in it.
Yeah, I heard that one. I heard that was pretty good actually. A friend of mine saw it and said it's worth the watch.
And I'll give number 6 a nod because that came out while we were on break as well. Anchorman 2 is number 6.
Already down to number 6, and it's only been a couple weeks. I don't know if that's promising or not.
Yeah, it's been out 3 weeks.
And it's already down to number 6. I mean, I didn't expect it to beat Frozen or The Hobbit. I didn't expect it to beat either one of them.
No.
But I mean, to be completely...
It was good, though. I saw it. It was good.
Did you see? Okay. I haven't yet...
But you know what? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I haven't yet seen it. I want to, but I mean, if it's anything like the first Anchorman, I hated Anchorman the first time I saw it. And
yeah, I was the same way. And when I saw this one, I'll tell you what, the beginning was really good. It was really funny the first half hour or so. It kind of slowed down a little bit after that and then picked back up at the end. But I think, it's going to be one of those I'm going to have to watch it again to make an actual decision.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to be the same way. It's one of, like Anchorman, it took me probably 3 or 4 times watching it before I started finding it remotely funny. And now I think it's one of the funniest damn movies I've seen in a long time.
Right. Yeah.
It still makes me laugh every time I watch it. And I've seen it easily 20 times.
Yeah, it's so quotable. That's a thing.
All the time.
I mean, when you see the second one for the first time, you're not going to know all the quotes. You're not going to be able to quote it.
Yeah.
So I think if you see it a few more times, it probably becomes a little bit better.
I'm sure I'll probably see it in theaters before it's gone, and then I'll end up getting it on DVD or Blu-ray and watching it over and over again. So. And
there are a ton of cameos. We had talked about that before when we did our previous show, but there are far and away the most cameos I've seen in a comedy in a long time.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard there's quite a few good ones too. So I don't want to give anything away for anybody who hasn't seen it, but I've heard there's quite a few cameos in the movie.
Yeah, and there are a lot of good ones. So, but that rounds out the top 6 this week. Usually we only do top 5, but
it was good to give the nod to Anchorman.
I had to mention Anchorman too.
Yeah, it's good to give the nod to Anchorman. On to my end, new releases coming out this week. You know what? It's the first Tuesday of the year. There's really not ever a lot in the beginning of the year. A lot of the companies try and push most of it out by Christmas so that you can give it as Christmas gifts, and then it kind of dulls down for a little bit. So the next couple weeks are going to be kind of light on new releases. There's no new video game releases coming out anytime. I think in the next couple weeks, there's nothing really worth mentioning. Yeah, they tried getting them out all before the holiday season, and now the next big push for video games and things like that are going to be the summer. You're going to see them starting in April or May. You're going to start seeing some of the other games coming out. DVDs and movies, though, DVDs and Blu-rays. 2 worth mentioning: Runner, with I think that's the one with Justin Timberlake and Ben Affleck. Yeah. Which I don't want this to make me sound like bad or anything like that, but just because I'm still a Affleck fan. Granted, he lost a little bit of my respect with Daredevil, but Daredevil wasn't completely his fault. He gained a lot of it back with Hollywoodland and The Town.
The Town was fantastic.
And Argo.
Argo was a great movie.
He gained a lot of my respect back for those movies. But the combination...
He's a better director.
He is. He's a fantastic director. I'm not sure if he directed Runner, though.
No, I don't know that he did, but I mean, he directed The Town and Argo.
Oh, yeah, I know. And Argo and Town were both fantastic movies.
Brad Furman directed Runner.
Okay. But the other thing that makes me really want to I'll make sure I see this movie is the fact that it's Timberlake. And Timberlake has really won me over lately.
Yeah, he's actually a good actor.
He's a really good actor. He's hysterical when he hosts Saturday Night Live. He's one of the funniest hosts that show has ever had. And anytime he hosts it, I always make sure I watch it. And even if he's the musical guest, I make sure I watch it because they usually end up throwing him in a bunch of sketches just because he's on the show.
Oh, yeah.
But just because it's Affleck and Timberlake, I'll probably end up buying it. I haven't seen it before, so I can't really give my notable buy, rent, or pass rating. If I have to go off just what I've heard of the movie and the cast, it's going to be at least a rent.
Yeah, this is the one where Ben Affleck's kind of like the head honcho kind of guy, right?
He's like a kingpin.
And he has to. Timberlake has to do all this stuff for him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
this it did look pretty good.
Yeah, but it was
kind of in it. It felt like it was in and out of theaters kind of quick.
Yeah, sometimes they do that though. I feel like a lot of times they kind of push them through just to get them out on release to get more, unless they do really well in theaters.
It came out in the beginning of October. I mean that's.
Yeah, there's actually mention in the chat room. By the way, we do have a chat room on the Mixler site where you listen to us. Feel free to comment on anything that we talk about. We do read the comments as we're on the show. And actually, a friend of mine who's in right now actually said he saw Runner, and he said it was a good movie. So that's definitely going to influence my. It's definitely going to push it more towards the rent more towards the buy than the rent.
Yeah, I'll at least check it out on Netflix.
So, and the other release
Or, I
coming,
mean, not Netflix, Redbox.
yeah. And then the other one coming out this week is Don John. That's the one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt
Ugh.
and oh God, my head is going blank. What the hell is her name? Scarlett Johansson. How can I forget her name?
I don't know. I think that movie looks so stupid.
I don't know.
I'm not saying it is stupid. I just think the premise of it looked kind of stupid. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I like Scarlett Johansson, but I don't know.
I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is another one that's completely won me over.
Yeah.
He was great in Third Rock from the Sun, back when he was a kid. But, since then, G.I. Joe, which was more him than the movie. I won't even get into that. Inception. Inception was when he really won me over.
Yeah. 500 Days of Summer.
500 Days of Summer was great. He was good in The Dark Knight Returns. So he's another one who's really won me over. That's right. He was in Lincoln.
Yep.
I forgot about that. This one's
he's done a lot of good movies. I don't think there's been a movie of him that I've seen lately that I just really didn't like. I mean, Looper was good. It wasn't great. But, it was enjoyable. So, I don't know.
I enjoyed Looper. I thought Looper was great. I thought it was
I thought it was really good.
I thought it was a great concept. I thought it was very well done. The makeup job they did on him to make him look like Bruce Willis was awesome.
Oh, yeah, and he really did do a good job.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
I think this one's going to be a rent. I actually have a copy of this movie. I've had it for about a week now. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
This will be a rent for me, too, simply because my wife loves them.
So you'll be forced into a rent just because.
I don't have a choice in the matter.
You don't have a choice in the matter. I don't have anybody that's forced that.
In it.
Yeah.
It's not like the movie Her, where Scarlett Johansson is only in it vocally. She's actually physically in it.
Yeah, that's true. But that's about it. That's about all I have for releases. There's not really much going on.
Yeah, there's not going to be a lot coming out at the beginning of the year. Like you said, everybody tries to get everything out before Christmas.
Yeah. So there's not really a lot that comes out between now and that time. So, right. But you know what? Let's take a break. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do some Golden Globe noms. And then a little bit later after that, we're going to get into the year in review for 2013.
A lot of good lists.
We have a bunch of lists to go over. A lot of top 10 lists. And I just want to enforce and let everybody know we did not come up with these lists. So if you have an issue with them, it's not our fault. Trust me. Adam hasn't
we'll give our opinion if we like them or not.
Oh yeah, and you haven't even seen some of the lists that I'm going to go over. So, and I have an issue with some of these lists too. So we'll go over that as we go through the lists. But we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll do over some Golden Globe nominees coming up for next week. And remember, keep a listen to the show, pay attention, because at some point in the show, we're going to do a trivia question. And I promise you, the trivia question has to do with this show. So you're going to want to pay attention. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back in a few minutes.
1, 2, 1, woo!
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. You fumble the football, and I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts. And then you will run a mile.
All right, we are back. Next Level Showcast.
Debut
show of 2014.
Let me just say that I can't believe it's 2014 already.
I can't believe it's 2014.
I can't believe next year is, or actually I should say I can't believe I have to wait till 2015 for the next Avengers movie.
I can't believe we survived 2012.
Yeah, I mean, that's been over a year now.
I mean, we have a lot.
We really delayed buying calendar.
I mean, we have a lot of thanks to John Cusack, but, we survived.
Yeah, I don't owe any thanks to John Cusack. He owes me an apology.
Oh, Jesus. Where's that from? You owe me an apology. Oh, you wouldn't know. It's too old for you. It's too old for you.
Exactly.
It's from Popeye with Robin Williams.
Oh, like the Sailor Man?
Yeah, Popeye the Sailor Man. It was one of Robin Williams' first movies, like 1982, I think, 83.
Oh. I never saw that.
Might have been like 85. It was Robin Williams and I can't remember her name. Shelley Duvall as Olive Oil.
1980. That's when it came
It was
out.
1980. Wow, quick on the info.
You know me.
Yeah. All right. So this Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday, Sunday, January 12th, the Golden Globes are going to be airing, hosted by Tina Fey and Amy Poehler again, which I'm kind of excited about just because they were great last year. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to run down the nominees and give you our predictions pretty much for who we feel. We're not going to go over every nominee because we don't need to go over producers and sound and things like that. We're going to go over the main ones.
Best extra in a feature film.
See, that could go to me. Oh, no, because I wasn't in a movie in 2013.
Best foreign language film. That's one we don't need to do.
Yeah. But we're going to run down the nominees.
Oddly enough, all those titles are in English.
How else are Americans going to know what the hell they're going to watch?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, usually, sometimes the title is still in the native language.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to really have a problem if you go to a movie called, L'Enfant Derrière, which means elephant's ass in English, and you have no idea what you're walking into. But then again, if you went and saw L'Enfant Derrière and didn't know what it was, you shouldn't be going to the movies.
Correct.
But anyway,
How do you go see these movies anyway?
What's that?
The foreign movies are. I
They're
assume they're extremely limited in America.
Oh yeah, but there are theaters in the city that, like the Ritz 5 in Philadelphia, will play them.
Yeah.
New York theaters and play them. A
I
lot of
guess
the major
Allentown
metropolitan cities
doesn't have those.
But anyway, we'll go over some of the nominees. What do you want to start with, movies or television? I'll leave it up to you.
Let's do TV.
Go to TV. All right. If you have it in front of you, you can start running down. I'm still scrolling.
Okay, I mean, we can do best TV series, best drama TV series first if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
You handle TV, I'll
nominees.
handle movie.
I wish I had a drum roll. Damn it, I'll add that to the list. The nominees for best TV series and a drama. See, this is why I can't host. Breaking Bad, Downton Abbey, The Good Wife, House of Cards, and Masters of Sex. Those are the 5 nominees. How many of those have you seen? Well, I know you've seen Breaking Bad.
I've definitely seen Breaking Bad. I have seen... What are they again? I know Breaking Bad, Masters of Sex, Downton Abbey. What were the other 2?
Good Wife.
Good Wife and
House of Cards.
House of Cards.
Which is a Netflix series.
Breaking Bad is the only one I've seen.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only one I've seen too.
However...
Masters of Sex is relatively new, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
And if I had to make a prediction, it would be for Breaking Bad, mainly for the fact.
Yeah, that would probably be my prediction too.
Mainly for the fact that it was the finale season. So I think they're gonna. I think that's what's going to push them over the edge. Because usually when a lot of that stuff happens, that's when they give them, those nods. All right. Sorry about that. Apologies. Technical difficulties. Part of the job of technology, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what happens when you can't broadcast from the same building.
Yeah.
Up here in the boonies, we only get RCN internet. Sometimes it doesn't always work, I guess.
Yeah. But I just have to note that problem was completely on Adam's end. It wasn't on mine.
Correct.
Sorry, I had to throw you under the bus.
I'll take the fall.
No, we're a team, so when something happens to one of us, it happens to both. So
I'll take the blame. You have enough problems.
Oh, gee, thanks. This is where that sound clip that I like of yours would come in handy, but I can't play it. You can though.
I'm not gonna play it though.
Oh, you suck. All right. Let's continue where we left off.
This is where I tell you to suck it.
Play it again because I was talking over it.
If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
I love it.
Good old Betty White.
Betty White from Lake Placid. So, all right, let's continue where we left off. We were talking about forget everything I said after Adam got booted off. We'll just start right back from where we left off with Adam. We're talking about Breaking Bad, and Breaking Bad was my prediction to win for the drama series.
I'm kind of afraid to agree with you now because when I did before, I lost internet.
That's a good point. Superstition.
I might think Breaking Bad, but I'm going to say House of Cards.
You know what? In all honesty, House of Cards does have a good shot at winning it if Breaking Bad doesn't.
I think Downton Abbey has a good chance too. Those three are very popular.
So I've never seen either one.
Me either, but I do want to watch House of Cards. It is on Netflix.
I like Kevin Spacey, so I would be down for watching House of Cards.
But yeah, I'd probably say Breaking Bad too.
Next category.
Best TV series, musical or comedy. And do you know why they do that?
Comedy.
Or comedy?
A lot of the times it's because
there's just not enough musicals to have it.
There's not enough musicals to do it, and a majority of the times the musicals are comedies. So they kind of fit into both category.
Glee.
Exactly.
Even though it's not on here.
Thankfully.
That shows.
Sorry, Andrea.
Started the tank. The Big Bang Theory. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is a new one. Girls, which I think is a new one also, isn't it?
No, Girls has been on for a couple seasons.
Oh, okay. Modern Family, and then Parks and Recreation. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine's the first new one then.
Yeah, because the other ones have been on for multiple seasons.
And from what I've caught of that show, it's actually pretty funny.
You know what? It surprised me. It came out at the same time as Seth MacFarlane's new show Dads, which I gave a shot and I wasn't thrilled with at all. And I love Seth MacFarlane.
It didn't look good. Yeah.
I love Seth MacFarlane, and the show really didn't.
Seth Green's in it too, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
But out of those shows, it's a toss-up because I love Big Bang Theory, but I think Modern Family just has one of the funniest casts of any sitcom on TV right now. My prediction would have to be Modern Family.
I haven't seen recent episodes of Modern Family. Is it still... I know the first few seasons were hilarious.
It's still just as funny. At least to me, it's still just as funny.
I'm another one. I love Big Bang Theory, but I actually might guess Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec has a big fandom. They have a lot of people that are really into that show.
That's what I'm banking on.
And I think a lot of those people stem off from The Office too, because they used to run back to back. So I think it's people that just were Office fans and stuck with Parks and Rec because it was on afterwards.
Right. Which would make sense.
It would.
Do you want to do actresses and actors for TV?
Yeah, we can do the actors and actresses and for television, and then we'll move on to movies.
Okay. We'll go with best actor in a drama TV series. You have Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, Liev Schreiber from Ray Donovan, Michael Sheen from Masters of Sex, Kevin Spacey, House of Cards, and James Spader in The Blacklist, which I've heard James Spader got a lot of positive press from that show.
Let me tell you, I'm torn with this category. I saw Blacklist. I absolutely love The Blacklist. It is a fantastic show, and I have said since the pilot, in the pilot episode, by the end of that episode, I told everybody I know who watched it, James Spader is going to get nominated for this show. And he did. So I was thrilled that he got nominated until I saw he was nominated against Bryan Cranston for Breaking Bad. Because, again, this is the final season of Breaking Bad. This is usually when those actors win the award, is the final season.
That would be my prediction.
Not to mention the fact that the last season of Breaking Bad was fantastic, and it was mainly in part because of him.
And it had a great ending, right?
It had without spoiling anything, it had one of the best series finales of a show I've seen in a long time.
Unlike Dexter.
God, don't even get me started on Dexter. So, I mean, as much as I would love to see James Spader win the Golden Globe for Blacklist because he is that good, he's got plenty of time left to win it because that show is going to go on for a couple more seasons at least.
This is the first season, right?
This is the first season. My prediction's got to be Bryan Cranston for Breaking Bad. It would happen.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. Moving along, we'll go Best Actress in a TV series for musical or comedy. We have Zooey Deschanel for New Girl, Lena Dunham. Dunham. My bad. The print is tiny on this page. Eddie Falco for Nurse Jackie, and by the way, Lena Dunham is for Girls.
Yeah.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Veep, which I've never seen. Amy Poehler for Parks and Rec. Veep is pretty new too, isn't it?
Nah, Veep's been out for a couple seasons.
Really?
I think it's in its second or third season.
Okay. It's in its third, yeah.
I've never seen any of these shows. but I've heard a lot of good things about Lena
I've seen
Dunham.
New Girl.
Oh yeah, I have seen New Girl, but I've heard
You
a
haven't
lot
seen
of
Parks and Rec?
No, I honestly have never seen an episode of Parks and Rec.
Wow. Okay.
It's a blind prediction. Yeah, you know what? You predict first. I've predicted first for the other ones.
You know what? I mean, New Girl's pretty good. I don't know if I could see it winning. You know, Zoe winning for that. I would probably have to just guess. I might say Amy Poehler for Parks and Rec.
For Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
I would have to go just based on hearsay. I'd have to go Lena Dunham from Girls, just because I hear she's actually really good in that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have never seen it. What
Neither
channel
have I.
is that on?
It's HBO. It's an
That's
HBO show.
That's why. I don't have those premium channels.
Get with the program, man.
Hey, you know, when it's $20 a month.
Yeah, I hear you.
But that's probably actually, I mean, it seems like lately that's the main reason to get HBO is for the TV shows, not just the fact that they show movies.
Oh, Game of Thrones. Newsroom. Newsroom is fantastic. Which I'm surprised isn't nominated.
Yeah, it's the one with. Why can't I think of his name?
I don't know. Come on.
Jeff Bridges?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. There you go. I was waiting for
Jeff
it.
Bridges and Jeff Daniels are two completely different people.
Which I'm surprised Newsroom isn't nominated, because that was a show that I was hooked on from the very first episode.
Yeah, actually, I don't see it on here, and that's a little surprising also.
Yeah. What else we got for TV? We have actor and actress in drama, right?
Yeah.
Actor. Because you went from actor to
actress
drama to actress in comedy.
Actor. Yeah, I flipped it up. We don't have to do all of them. I figured if you want to go into movies,
We might as well
could.
do best actor in TV comedy and best actress in drama. You might as well just go through them real quick.
All right. Well, actress in drama, Juliana. I'm not gonna butcher her last name. Do you? I'll let you read those first too. Do you have it pulled up?
Which ones?
Best actress in a drama TV series. I'm not good with actress.
Best
names.
actress in a drama. I do.
Okay.
Juliana Margulies for The Good Wife.
Thank you. You can go with the second one.
Tatiana Maslany. I think that's how you pronounce it, for Orphan Black. Taylor Schilling, Orange is the New Black. Kerry Washington, Scandal. And Robin Wright for House of Cards.
I have not seen any of those either.
Neither have I. So, blind prediction, the girl from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say the same thing because I've heard that's really good.
I've heard
that's
it's really
another
good
one
too.
I want to watch.
That's another
my...
Netflix exclusive. So,
yeah,
it's easy.
And that's
to watch.
on my queue.
Yeah, it's on mine too. I just haven't had a chance to watch it.
I've been too caught up with Era.
I was going to get into that later. We'll talk about that later. And then what was the other one? Best actor for a comedy series, correct?
Comedy or musical.
Comedy or musical. Do you want me to just read them real quick since I have them up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jason Bateman for Arrested Development, Don Cheadle, House of Lies, Michael J. Fox, The Michael J. Fox Show, Jim Parsons, Big Bang Theory, and Andy Samberg, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Wow, Andy Samberg was nominated for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's actually, you know what? That's my sleeper prediction. I think Andy Samberg is going to win it for Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Jim Parsons won last year, didn't he?
He either last year or the year before. You know what?
Was it the Emmys?
I'm changing my prediction. I'm
going to say Jim Parsons.
I'm going to say Michael J. Fox, actually, for Michael J. Fox Show. It's not my favorite show right now. I actually stopped watching it after the first 3, but he was really good in it. I just think the ensemble and the rest of the show just wasn't that good. He was good, but the rest of the show wasn't. So I'm going to say Michael J. Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, and Tiffany's right. There's definitely a lot of Netflix originals getting nominated for this, which is new. You know, that's
Adam.
Is it Adam or is it okay?
It says Adam.
I know it says Adam, but it's usually Tiffany. That's especially when she said, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was hot. I'm pretty sure that wasn't Adam.
You don't know that.
Very, very true. All right, you want to move on to movies?
Yeah, let's do movies.
All right, we'll run through these real quick because I know there's
no. It is Tiff. She just hacked into Adam's thing, I guess.
I told you. All right, we'll save best motion pictures for last. We'll go with best actor in a motion picture. I can't pronounce that to save my life.
For a drama?
For drama, yeah.
Okay.
It's the guy from 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
Idris Elba for Mandela: Long Walk to Freedom, Tom Hanks, Captain Phillips, Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club, and Robert Redford for All Is Lost. Your prediction?
I'm going to go with the gentleman from 12 Years a Slave. I've heard really good things about that movie.
I've heard really good things about that too, but I'm actually going to go with Idris Elba for the Mandela movie.
We should probably write all these down so we could see.
We'll post them on the page.
Okay.
We'll put our heads together, write down our predictions, and we'll post them on the page sometime over the week so that everybody can read and post their feedback.
See how many more I get correct than you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We should keep a tally.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, we'll see who wins the Golden Globes. Thanks. And we'll let everybody else post too. What they think their predictions are for those categories.
Okay.
Best actor in a motion picture, comedy or musical: Christian Bale for American Hustle. That's a comedy.
Yeah, it's.
I know it's not a musical.
No, it is definitely not a musical. Yeah, I think it is kind of considered a comedy, just because it's a lighthearted film.
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit of a drama, like a dramedy maybe.
Bruce Dern for Nebraska, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street.
I didn't know Nebraska was a comedy.
I know that I didn't know Wolf of Wall Street was a comedy. What is going on? Oscar Isaac for Inside Llewellyn Davis and Joaquin Phoenix for Her.
I didn't know Her was a comedy either. I just thought it was like a romantic. I guess it's.
I have a problem with Her being nominated because it was made in 2003, but it's not even released yet. It doesn't come out to the theaters till is it? I thought it was January 20th.
I thought it was out. Maybe you might be right. Maybe. It was supposed to come out. Oh, you know what it was? It has been released.
Did they do the limited release thing just so they could get it in for the Golden Globes?
Most likely.
And the Oscar.
It was limited. I remember seeing it was limited.
They did it for the Oscars.
Full release January 10th.
They did it for the Oscars because a lot of theaters do that limited release just so they can get a release in the year of the Oscars. So you're probably going to see that nominated for an Oscar at some point.
Unfortunately,
my prediction: it's going to be Joaquin Phoenix for Her. I think he's actually going to get the. I think he's going to get the win for that.
It strikes me as one that would win a couple awards, but I'm actually going to go with. I'm going to go with Leonardo DiCaprio for Wolf of Wall Street.
That would be my second guess. All right, pushing through these.
Oddly enough, none of those are like strictly comedies.
True. Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama: Kate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine, Sandra Bullock Gravity, Judi Dench in Philomena, Emma Thompson Saving Mr. Banks, Kate Winslet in Labor Day. And your nomination.
This is a tough one.
Okay. Sorry.
Have you seen any of those?
I was reading.
Distracted?
Sorry, I was distracted by my buddy John's comment. He said, "Mission accomplished. Was able to bathe the baby during the show with no crying."
Well, hey,
congratulations, John. That's an awesome accomplishment. Well, that actually is an awesome accomplishment.
If I had applause, I'd use them, but this is all I have.
Wiggity, whack!
It's not whack though.
No, it's not.
Just a good sound clip to play.
Certainly is wiggity.
You know what? I'm gonna go Emma Thompson's Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah, being that is the only movie that I've seen on this list, I'm going to go with that too. But I could see Sandra Bullock getting it for Gravity.
Yeah, I could too. I could see it if Emma Thompson doesn't win. I could see that.
But have you seen Saving Mr. Banks?
I have not. I've heard it's good though.
Okay. It is really good. It's not like a kids movie, like a normal Disney.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy: Amy Adams, American Hustle, Julia Delpy for Before Midnight, Greta Gerwig for Frances Ha, Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Enough Said, and Meryl Streep for August, Osage County.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is up for a TV and a movie one.
Yes, yeah, she's got a double duty. You know what? I'm going Amy Adams for this one.
I am actually also going to go with Amy Adams.
Wow.
American
So,
Hustle.
all right. So, and when it comes to movies, we're really not going to be very much
Yeah.
difference. We're going to bypass the supporting, just because there's really, with the exception of Bradley Cooper for American Hustle, Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave, Jennifer Lawrence for American Hustle. There's really not many known actors or known actresses and actors that are in that.
Right. You want to just do?
We'll do the best motion
animation.
We'll do. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about animation.
Best animated feature film.
Best.
Well,
there's only three. There's only three: The Croods, Despicable Me 2, and Frozen. It's got to be Frozen.
Yeah, it's Despicable Me. I think might get second, but Frozen's going to win that.
Yeah, I mean it's doing so
Mark
well.
it down.
Yeah, it's doing so well.
Some prop bets.
Oh, there she is. What are you talking about, Tiff? Jennifer.
She had said about no Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jennifer Lawrence was.
She was asking about.
She was in there.
She
How did I
wasn't
pass her? She is nominated. How did I miss that?
Well, she's nominated. Didn't you say she's nominated for supporting?
Did I say supporting? Did I mention her in the
I
supporting?
thought so.
Okay.
Yeah, she's best supporting actress in a motion picture
for American Hustle,
and she is going to win that one. Make no doubt about it.
I think she's going to win it too. All right, we'll go with best motion picture, and then we'll take another break, and we can get into the year of review. Best motion picture drama: 12 Years a Slave, Captain Phillips, Gravity, Philomena, and Rush. It's a toss-up: 12 Years a Slave and Gravity. I'm going to go Gravity.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Rush is on this list. Not that I think it's a bad movie, but it just doesn't quite fit the bill.
That's the one with Thor as a race car driver, right?
Well, I mean, that's not his usual name, but yeah.
I know that's not his usual name.
I don't know that you do. Chris Hemsworth, is a race car driver in that movie. It does look really good. I'd like to see it. I'm probably going to say 12 Years a Slave. I think that's going to be one of the movies that cleans up in the best motion picture category.
Yeah. Best motion picture.
But I did hear a lot about Gravity.
I did too. That's why my pick is going to be Gravity. Best motion picture, musical or comedy: American Hustle, Her, Inside Llewellyn Davis, Nebraska, and The Wolf of Wall Street.
That's a tough one.
I'm going American Hustle.
Okay. I mean, for me, it's really between Her, American Hustle, and The Wolf of Wall Street. But I'm actually going to take a sleeper here, and I'm going Nebraska.
Okay.
I'm just saying, but I think it should be between American Hustle and Wolf of Wall Street, but I think Nebraska is going to get it.
I'm not doubting you being right or being wrong. I just I've never seen it. I haven't seen it, so I can't really judge on that one. I haven't seen American Hustle either, but I've just heard more about American Hustle than I have.
I think American Hustle was more mainstream than Nebraska, but I think Nebraska got good reviews.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will come back, and we're going to run through our 2013 year in review. Before we go, though, real quick, remember, pay attention to the show. At the end of this, at some point in the show, probably closer to the end, we're going to ask you some kind of question pertaining to the show. That'll get you a chance.
Just make sure you listen closely throughout the show.
Yeah, pay attention to everything. Not like every detail, don't how many times we say It's not going to be anything retarded or ridiculous like that. Because I know I said a lot of it when we had that technical difficulty, and you ended up hopping off. So I wasn't ready for it. So I know there was a lot of ums in there because I was trying to shuffle things around.
That's not going to be part of the giveaway.
No, that's not going to be a regular part of the show.
How long did Adam have technical difficulties?
We could have done that purposely. That could be part of the contest. It's not, so don't worry.
I can get it up.
Really? That was so low, though. The sound quality on that was really low. Anyway, nextlevelshowcast at yahoo.com, at the Next Level SC on Twitter, and facebook.com/nextlevelshowcast. We're going to take a quick music break, and we will be back in just a few minutes. Hang tight.
I can get it up.
What exactly do we have here? We've got 3 men in a bed. Spooning?
This is not what it looks like. This is, do we have, what is it, Woody?
Camping. I'll tell you just exactly what it is there, Poindexter. It is 4 counts of indecent exposure, 2 counts of lewd, lascivious behavior, and One count of pure jealousy.
All right, back from another music break. Coming out of another music clip or movie clip. I love playing those movie clips.
I don't know if I know that one.
You don't know if you know that one?
Yeah, I'll have to think about it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to kick things off right away. We're going to get into the 2013 year in review. But first,
Not yet.
I was going to get to it. Relax. But
That's
first,
scared.
we're going to do one of our regular things that we do on the show, and that is our next level news. Adam, take it.
This is Next Level News.
We got a short news segment this week, just because not a whole lot has happened. Used to be for our news that we did just nerdy stuff like sci-fi, comic book stuff.
Yeah, well,
now we can expand a little more.
Yeah,
luckily.
that was
All
when we were
to
nerd
pretty much,
sentimental. So
yeah, everything entertainment now will include
pop culture,
including some still nerdy type stuff. Anyway, first off, apparently for 2014, Netflix has added some new TV shows. One of which being Dexter, which we talked about. They added seasons 5 through 8 onto Netflix. They added Alfred Hitchcock Presents, season 1 of that. They added Murder,
cool.
She Wrote.
Not that. The Alfred Hitchcock. That was
cool. What, you don't like Murder, She Wrote?
I plead the fifth.
Well, they added seasons 1 through 12 of that, which I assume is all of them. Ben will love this one. They added Jake and the Neverland Pirates season 2. That'll be available today.
What makes you think I would love that one?
It's a joke.
Oh, okay.
It's a kid's show.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I love it.
My niece watches it.
Oh.
They added on January 8th. They'll be adding The Lion Game season 2. I don't know.
I don't know.
I never heard of that. And then they'll also be adding Turbo Fast season 1, which I don't know what that is either. So they'll be adding those 2014. This is where we go back to a little bit of Star Wars news. Apparently, they are going to be making a spin-off movie focusing on Boba Fett.
I'm kind of up in the air about that.
I
don't think you should plan a spin-off until you actually get through the next 3 movies first.
Well, here's what they're doing, at least they're supposedly doing. Apparently what they're going to do is have a couple standalone movies that are going to be released between the main series of films.
Okay.
You're not on board?
I don't know. I got to see the first movie first.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if any of the spin-offs are better than the actual movie line.
Yeah. They got to be better than the last 3.
Right. Yeah. And then, as you know, episode 7 is coming out December 2015. Finally, excuse me, one more bit of news. Steven Seagal is considering an Arizona governor run.
Really?
Yep.
I mean,
thinking about running for governor for Arizona.
I mean, he is a legit lawman. I mean, down there. I mean,
right?
So,
yeah. Apparently, he's 61. He was talking about his newly released reality series, Steven Seagal Lawman, in Maricopa County. Apparently, he teamed up with a sheriff down there, and he's part of a group of people made up of 3,000 unpaid civilians. He's also been deputized with sheriff's offices in New Mexico, Texas, and Louisiana, and he apparently wants to increase border security.
Well, I mean, he's Steven Seagal. You know, if he'd much rather
do what he wants,
if he'd much rather do this than be in the Expendables, you know, it's more power to him.
Right. So that wraps it up for the news today.
Awesome. All right, let's jump right into our 2013 year in review. I wish I had some music to go along with this, you know, but I don't. So we're just going to push through it. Let's start off with some
What
of the
kind of
bigger
music
things.
do you want? Maybe I could play just a random song.
I could hear a little Betty White.
That's not really music.
No, it's not.
I can.
No, we don't have to worry about it.
That wasn't Betty White.
I didn't even hear it. Did you play something?
That's okay.
Oh,
No.
Okay. Good.
How about this? How about Cake?
Engines pumping and thumping in time.
Well, it's got nothing to do with 2013, but
All right. No music as it is.
so all right, we're going to start off with some of the bigger things. Obviously, we're going to start off. These are obviously all top 10 lists that we got. We got them from Time Magazine. So again, these are not our personal opinions. These are the opinions of the writers of Time Magazine. Why we're trusting these, I have no idea. I have looked through some of these, and I definitely have some issues with some of them. And if you do as well, feel free to post in the Mixler page or on our website, and we will obviously discuss them with everybody. But top 10 best movies of 2013.
Now this is best movies, not highest grossing, right?
No, these are best movies.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I might have seen that list at one point.
I don't know what they used to gauge this. Some of them,
I don't know either.
Some of them, I agree, absolutely should be on this list. Some of them I think should be lower on the list, as then closer to 1. Some of them I feel like should not be on this list at all. But I will run through the top 10 real quick, and then we can discuss for a couple minutes. Number 10.
Can I guess a couple?
Yeah.
Because I might have looked at the list once, but I don't remember because I think I didn't agree with it. Is Iron Man 3 on there?
Iron Man 3 is not on the list.
Okay. How about Thor?
Thor is not on the list.
See, I mean, those two right there are the... Well, I mean, I'm biased, but those are probably my two favorite.
Well, I have one at the World's End.
Or
I think
did
should
the
have been
Avengers
on this list.
The Avengers came out this year? No,
that was
last year.
That was
Yeah,
2012. Top 10 list. Do you have any other guesses before I read through the list?
Gravity.
Gravity is on the list. Gravity is actually number 1 on the list.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
But going top 10 down to number 1. Number 10, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smog, I think should have been further on this list.
Yeah, that probably should have been lower.
Number 9, 12 Years a Slave, I think, just from what I hear, should be on this list.
Yeah, all the buzz it's been getting, I would have thought maybe even a little lower.
Yeah. Number 8, The Act of Killing. Never heard of it, so I have no idea. Number 7, Frozen, which I think deserves to be on this list. Number 6, Furious 6. How one of the Fast and Furious movies gets on this list and Thor or Iron Man or even The Hunger Games doesn't, I have no idea. Because no, The Hunger Games, which is one I thought should have been on this list, is not. So
The Hunger Games isn't on the list?
The Hunger Games Catching Fire is not on this list.
Wow.
Which automatically to me makes this list bogus.
Yeah.
Number 5, The Grandmaster, which is a martial arts film, which I don't know why it's on here. Number 4 is Her with Joaquin Phoenix, which could or could not.
Which
be
came
on this
out
list.
like 10 days before the freaking end of the year.
Again, and so how could it be the best of 2013 when it's
what I
been out
mean.
for like a week on limited release? So
yeah.
Number 3, American Hustle. I could see that being on the list.
Yeah.
Number 2, The Great Beauty. Never heard of it. And number 1, Gravity.
Okay.
But that brings. Go ahead.
I can't say I agree with all those either.
No, there's definitely a lot of movies that were left off that list that should have been on it. And I mean, Captain Phillips, as Tiff said, I think should have been on that list. I think that's one. Anytime Tom Hanks makes a movie, I think it should automatically be on the list. All right, top 10 worst movies of 2013. Some of these I very, very much agree with. Some of them I don't think were that bad. I think there were worse movies that could have been on this list that weren't. You want to take a guess at any of them?
I'm trying to think what movies even would have that I would have seen that would have came out. I mean, there's probably so many bad ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't even think of one.
All right, I'll just run through the list.
Go ahead.
Number 10, The Hangover Part 3.
That did come out in 2013,
and I
didn't it?
completely agree with that being on this list. It was horrible.
And Andrea, Her is not going to be on the worst films if it was on the best. So these are both from Time. So
Number 9, I disagree with completely. I actually really enjoyed it. Oz the Great and Powerful.
yeah, I thought that was pretty
I thought
good.
it was decent. I don't think it was bad enough to be on a worst movie list of 2013.
Not by any means.
Number 8, The Counselor. That was Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
and,
I heard bad things.
Penelope Cruz,
Michael
Javier
Fassbender.
Bardem, Fassbender. Yeah, I didn't really hear much about it, which to me means it probably deserves to be on this. The Big Wedding with De Niro and Diane Keaton.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Didn't hear much about it, and so I don't really know either.
I'm on board.
Number 6, Only God Forgives, which is Ryan Gosling. Again, didn't hear much about it, so can't judge.
Can't disagree.
Can't disagree, exactly. Number 5, R.I.P.D. I've seen it.
I can't agree.
It had its moments that I actually enjoyed, but I can agree it was a bad movie.
Yeah, I did not see it, but I did not want to.
Not up in here!
Perfect. Number 4, I completely agree with this. In fact, I think this one should be number 1. After Earth with Will Smith and Jaden Smith.
I didn't see it. It looked iffy, and I heard it was terrible.
It was terrible. It should have
Really?
been. It should have been lower on this list.
Wow. It's number 3, and you think it should have been 2 or 1?
It's number 4. It should have been number 1.
Oh, it's number 4.
Yeah. John, Harry Potter did not come out in 2013. And there was nothing wrong with that movie. I don't think it should have been on a worst movie list either. Harry Potter 76. There was no 76.
Maybe
He's
there
not
were
getting jiggy with it. Nice.
75 other movies.
Number 3, The Host. Never seen it.
I think that was one that tried to do a whole based off a book thing, try and get the tweeners.
It was
and
another
failed.
Stephanie Myers movie, and I won't watch anything
Yeah.
Stephanie Myers because I despise Twilight. So I
Yeah.
won't watch anything of Stephanie Myers. Number 2, Salinger. Never saw it.
I never heard of that.
Me neither. And number 1, never seen it, but don't want to see it just because of how bad I heard it is Grown Ups 2.
Yeah, I actually heard it was terrible.
Yeah.
The first one got away with it because it was better than I thought, but it still didn't make me want to see a second one. That would be like, I mean, did you see the first Grown Ups?
I did. I own the first Grown Ups, and it wasn't that bad.
You liked it. Yeah, right. What would you say, and I'm only going off it because Kevin
James.
Kevin James is in both, but would you say Paul Blart was better than
I
the
love
first Grown Ups?
I love Paul Blart.
Okay.
I love Paul
Would you?
Blart.
But would you want them to make a second one?
Yes, I've actually come up with an
Really?
idea for a second one.
Oh, jeez.
I have actually, inspired by a friend of mine, believe it or not.
Well, never mind then. That kind of kills my.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that in another show.
Okay.
Because I was completely against Paul Blart Mall Cop, but I actually ended up watching it and loving it. But we'll go into that in a later show. We won't go into that now.
Okay. Well, either way, there are certain movies that get away with being better than I thought, and they should just leave it at that.
Hold on. Can I just address something here real quick? A comment that just popped up from our friend Tiff. I like Paul Blart, but won't watch Twilight. Yes, because they're two completely different types of movies for starters. Adam hitting himself in the head with the microphone because he knows I'm going into this. First off, Paul Blart is a comedy that's actually legit funny. Twilight is garbage. I'll leave it at that.
Wiggin' whack!
Thank you. Twilight is debris on the field, as New Orleans would call it.
New Orleans.
No, I know. I love doing that because I know it annoys you. Team Edward. Team garbage.
All right, let's move on.
Anyway, we'll move on. Top 10 TV shows of 2013. Number 10. I've never seen this show, but I do want to.
These don't have to be new.
These don't have to be new. These just have to be shows that were popular in 2010.
Can I guess some of these?
Yeah, go for it.
I could probably guess a few of these.
I'm sure you probably could.
Breaking Bad has to be on there.
Absolutely. Number 2 on the list.
Okay. I would say Dexter, but I'm actually going to not say Dexter.
Dexter is not on this list.
Yeah. That's why I said I'm not going to say it. Is The Blacklist on there?
The Blacklist is not on here, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I should have probably kept the Golden Globe stuff pulled up. Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang is not on the list.
Wow. Okay. I give up.
All right, I'll run through the top 10. Like I said, number 10 is a show I've actually wanted to see. I just haven't had a chance. It's on BBC America, or Orphan Black. I don't know if that's one you've ever heard of before.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Number 9, Mad Men on AMC.
Okay.
Number 8, The Americans on FX. Number 7.
Wow, that really is that a good show?
I've never seen it, so I wouldn't be able to tell
I've
you.
never seen it either, but it looked decent.
I'm looking at some of the shows that some
Carrie
other
Russell
people
making a comeback.
Making a comeback from what? The Mickey Mouse Club? Oh no, from Felicity. She was in Felicity. That's right.
Come on, yeah.
I never watched it. I don't know.
Neither did I, but I still know she was Felicity.
I'm looking at some of the other shows.
She's one of the people for the longest time you didn't realize her name was Carrie Russell.
I knew she was Carrie Russell back from the Mickey Mouse Club.
But I'm saying when I was younger,
because I'm old. Jackass.
Yes, you are.
I'm looking at some of the shows people are mentioning on the page. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not on the list. Person of Interest and Blue Bloods is not on the list.
What's that vampire one? True Bloods?
True Blood on HBO. Not on the list.
No. Okay.
No. Number 7, Rectify, which is on Sundance. Number 6, this one surprised me just because I've never seen it, but Bob's Burgers on Fox.
You know what? I think I remember looking at this list now. Not that skewed my guesses at all, but I was surprised seeing that too, Bob's Burgers, because I thought it looked kind of dumb. But
Number 5, The Good Wife on CBS. I've heard a lot of good things. I've never seen it, but
yeah.
Number 4, one of my personal favorites, Game of Thrones on HBO.
That's one I really want to see, but I don't have HBO.
I'll let you borrow the DVDs. I have them.
I still have to catch up on all the Smallville ones you just gave me.
Yeah.
There's so many shows I'd love to watch, and unfortunately I have a work that gets in the way.
Yeah,
which I could watch TV for a living.
I have a damn job. Number 3, Orange is the New Black on Netflix.
I'm not surprised. I've heard good things.
So have I. I've heard a lot of good people. I've heard a lot of people who've watched it said it was actually really good.
Yeah.
Number 2, as we mentioned before, Breaking Bad. And number 1, another HBO show, Enlightened, which I have never seen before.
No, me either.
The Late Show with Craig Ferguson. I agree, John. That should be on the list. That's a damn good show. CBS cares.
Enlightened's only in its second year.
Okay, so I mean, it's still new enough that it can.
Laura Dern's in it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I did not know that.
All right,
Laura Dern. If you don't know who Laura Dern is, she was in the first Jurassic Park.
Yes, and the third.
That's right.
She
She
did
did
the
go
third
back to
one
the third. When they had pterodactyls, finally.
Jurassic World is coming out in 2015.
Yeah, I had. Was that on a list I sent you? I think I sent you a list with movies to look forward to in 2015. They're like, in the article, they even say like, screw 2014.
Yeah.
Wait until 2015.
Yeah. All right. Top 10 video games of 2013. Some of these I've never heard of or even played. Some of them I definitely have. Number 10, I'll just run through these real quick. Number 10, Skylanders, which I've never heard of.
Isn't that the one where like has a little platform that you put them on, and it's for kids, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that one is.
Yeah, I think there's like a little platform, and then you have to go buy like figurines that you can put on it, and it does something in the game.
No, is that
like I said? It's for
okay. Yeah,
it's for kids.
Number 9, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. That's an expansion for Far Cry 3, and I've played it. I loved it. Number 8, BioShock Infinite, which is amazing. Number 7, Pikmin 3. Never heard of it, but it's for Wii U. Number 6, The Last of Us for PlayStation 3, which is amazing. Number 5, Animal Crossing. It's another like handheld game, I think, for one of the Nintendo handheld, whatever it's called. Number 4,
Wii U or whatever.
No, that's the actual console. The other,
the 3DS or whatever.
Yeah, it's a DS. That's it. Number 4, Gone Home, which I've never heard of before. Number 3, Pokemon X and Y.
Hello.
And
They're still making those?
Yeah, they still make them. Number 2, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, which I agree. Those games are awesome. And number 1, do you want to take a guess?
Battlefield 4.
No. I'll give you 2 more guesses.
Don't tell me it's Call of Duty.
No, it's not Call of Duty.
Okay, thank God. No, I don't know. Madden?
Nope. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, I didn't realize that came out this year.
Yep.
Do you want me to run down the top 10 grossing films?
Yeah, we can run through that real
Since
quick.
These kind of give you more of a idea of
what movies are
how the
actually
general public saw them.
Yeah.
Do you want to take any guesses, or you want me to just run through them real quick?
I'm going to say Catching Fire is on that list.
Yeah, that's number 2.
What movie would... I got to say Thor and Iron Man are probably on that list.
Iron Man's number 1.
Okay.
Thor is actually not in the top 10.
Really? That's kind of surprising. Is Frozen?
Well, it was later in the year.
Is Frozen on the list?
Frozen is on the list, number 5.
I'm trying to figure out what number 1 is.
Considering that was also later in the year, that's pretty impressive.
Iron Man was number 1. Catching Fire was number 2. What could possibly be number 3? That would be that. Is it an animated movie?
Number 3?
Yeah.
Number 3 is animated, yes.
Number 3 is animated. Not Frozen. I don't know. I have
That's
no
not
clue.
your cat in the background. Number 10 is Star Trek Into Darkness.
Okay.
Number 9 is Oz. So that tells you right there. It was the number 9 most grossing film this year, and it was on the worst films list, apparently.
Yeah.
Number 8 was Fast and Furious 6. 7 was Gravity. You didn't think of Gravity?
No, I didn't think of it.
6 was Monsters U.
Okay. All right. I can see that one.
5 was Frozen. 4 was Man of Steel.
Hated
How
that
did you
movie.
not guess Man of Steel?
'Cause I hated
Because
that
you didn't
movie.
like it doesn't mean people didn't go see it.
That's true.
3, the one you couldn't get, was Despicable Me 2.
And Steve guessed it on the site too.
Yeah,
I
I see that.
was reading that and I was waiting to see if he was right. Good call, Steve.
And number 2 we said was Hunger Games: Catching Fire, and then number 1 was Iron Man 3.
Gotcha. You have another list on your end too, don't you?
I do, yeah. These are, and it's actually kind of a cool list. The 2013's most pirated TV shows.
Now I want to try and guess some of these. I know one of them. I know one of them for sure.
Okay.
One of them for sure has to be Game of Thrones.
That's number 1.
Okay. Another
5.9 million.
Guilty as charged. And I'm going to say, because I'm guilty of this one too, another one that has to be on that list is Breaking Bad.
That's number 2.
Okay.
4.2 million.
I'm gonna say it just because I know that I do it. I'm making myself guilty here, but I'm gonna say just because I know a lot of people who pirate the show as well. It's probably not on the list, but I'm gonna say Doctor Who.
That is not on the list.
Okay, I didn't think so. All right.
I don't know if these are just American most pirated.
Okay, so they're all American shows then.
I'm not sure. It doesn't say if it's just from America or worldwide.
Okay. You might as well read the list because I can't think of any other ones. The only two I could think of were the two on the list.
I'm going to give you a hint of one, and it's going to shock you that it's actually on this list. Stephen Amell tweeted this list. Do you know who that is?
Stephen Amell?
I think that's how you pronounce his last name.
How do you spell it?
Amell, I think.
I have no idea. But I just thought of another show that might be on that list.
What's that?
The Walking Dead?
That is on the list.
Okay.
That is number 3, 3.6 million.
Well, I guessed the top 3.
Yeah, your second hint, same show, is you just started watching it.
Arrow.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's number 10.
Okay.
That's squeaked in on. He plays Oliver Queen, by the way, Stephen Amell.
Oh, okay. All right. Now it makes sense.
So that's number 10. Vikings is number 9. I don't know that I've heard of that show.
Me neither. I've never heard of it.
Number 8's Homeland.
Okay.
7 is Suits. 6 is How I Met Your Mother. There's actually 2 comedies on this list.
Why would you pirate that
How I
one?
Met
You
Your
can
Mother.
watch it for free online.
That's what I mean. But 5 is Dexter, and then 4 is The Big Bang Theory.
Okay. These
And
are all
3 is
shows,
Walking-
with the exception of
yeah.
Dexter, you can watch online.
Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, and Game of Thrones.
Gotcha. All right, and Andrea, as far as your comment goes, I promise you we're almost done. We have like 2 more lists to get through, and then we're going to wrap things up, I promise.
And it's only this week and next week because of football.
Because of
playoffs.
football, yeah. And then we're going to go back to our regular time, which is 7 o'clock. All right, this one, I want to see if you can guess any of them. This is the top 10 scandals of 2013. Scandals. And I want to see if you can guess any of these that are on this list.
Oh, boy. Do I get any hints?
One of them is sports related. I'll give you that. It involves somebody in sports.
The Pope.
What? No. Actually, 2 of them involve people in sports.
Wow, I'm terrible at this.
Do you want me to just run through the list?
Well, I want to see if I can get one.
Okay.
What sport? Is there anything with baseball?
Well, if I give you the sport of one of them, it's going to give it away right away. But the other one is football.
Oh, well, baseball is probably one of them, right?
No.
Is it the Ryan Braun thing?
No, that is not on this list.
And the other one's football.
Yes.
A scandal in football.
No, A-Rod is not one of them.
I'm going to agree with Steve's on one of them for Snowden.
What was the Snowden scandal? It's not on this list. I'm just trying to remember what it is.
Oh, really? He's the NSA guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is not on this list.
Wow. Yeah, Aaron Hernandez. That's probably got to be the football one.
Nope, that is not the one on this list.
Well, this list is invalid.
And I think the NSA and Edward Snowden, I think that started back in 2012, didn't it? Maybe it didn't. Maybe it was 2013.
I didn't think so.
I'm going to run through the list, and
yeah, go ahead.
Some of these you might be surprised. Some of these I don't even think are top scandals, but
I'm
anyway.
stumped.
Number 10, Justin Bieber's visit to the brothel in Rio de Janeiro when he visited a prostitute in Rio de Janeiro. Yeah. Number 9, Reese Witherspoon's arrest. Who cares?
I didn't even know she got arrested.
Yeah. Number 8, this one was pretty scandalous. Juliana Huff's blackface incident.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. Number 7, Beyonce lip syncing the national anthem. At the
Wow, that's the beginning of last year.
That was the presidential inauguration. Yeah, that was the very beginning of the year. Number 6, Bob Filner's sexual harassment. I don't know this one because I don't even. He was somebody in Congress.
Yeah, neither do I.
Number 5, this is one of the sports ones. Lance Armstrong's doping incident.
That's stupid because that's been going on forever.
Yeah, but it came out this year.
Yeah,
as a
he
lie.
finally admitted it.
Number 4, Rob Ford's crack smoking. He was the mayor of Toronto.
Is that the Toronto guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3.
I'll agree with that one.
Number 3. I agree with the top 5. I agree with the top 5. Number 3, Paula Dean using the N-word.
That's right.
Number 2,
I forgot about that.
Number 2, Anthony
that
Weiner
really this
sexting again.
Oh, jeez.
Number 1, this is the this is the football one, and nobody guessed it. You didn't guess it. Nobody on the site guessed it either. Boston Marathon wasn't really a scandal. That was
Yeah, that's actually called a tragedy.
Yeah, that was more tragedy than a scandal. There was nothing scandalous about that. But number 1, this is the football one. Manti Te'o's fake girlfriend.
Okay, I guess that was. See, I thought that had come out at the end of 2012.
I don't think it did. I think it was.
Maybe not.
I think that was the beginning of 2013. Or yeah,
maybe it was.
I'm looking now. It doesn't give anything about the actual time.
It must have been. I guess it was. I don't know.
So, I got one more list, and we'll run through this pretty quick, and then we'll take another quick break.
Okay.
I promise a quick break. We might only do like one song and then come back. And
So I guess it must. Steve's saying it's right before it was right before the national championship game, so that must have been right before or right at the beginning of the year then.
Okay. Number 10, or this is the top 10 buzzwords of 2013. Buzzwords. Like
twerk.
Oh God, thank God, twerk is not on this list. Oh, it is on the list. Damn it! I missed it.
Buzzwords just like
words that people use on
Popular
Twitter
word.
and words that
like
became
selfie
popular in 2000. Selfie is on the list. Twerk was number 4. Selfie is number 3.
Totes my goats.
That is not on the list.
Okay.
Should be.
YOLO.
Thank God YOLO is not on the list. I hate that word.
YOLO's not on the list. It's not technically not a word either. It's an abbreviation.
YOLO is douchebag
or
for
it's an
seize the
acronym.
day.
So I got selfie and twerk, right?
Yes.
How about hashtag?
No, hashtag was previous. Hashtag's been a couple years now.
Okay. I don't know. You're gonna have to go over the rest of them.
All right, I'll go through the list. Amazeballs is not on the list. Should be. Number 10, Thanks McGivica, from when Hanukkah fell over Thanksgiving.
Oh, I'd never heard that word uttered until you just said it.
Really? Or Thanks.
I knew they went on around the same time,
I think it was pronounced.
Thanksgivica.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Number 9, emoji, which are like the silly icons of like smiley faces.
Oh, is meme on there?
Meme is not on here.
Wow.
Yeah, you're not doing too hot on this list.
Oh, well, hey, I got a couple of them.
You did. You got 2. You got some of them on the high on the list. Number 8, Bitcoin, which is the digital
fake money,
digital currency.
Real,
yeah.
It's not fake, but
number 7. So I guess this did happen in 2013. Number 7, whistleblower, because that would be the Edward Snowden and the NSA thing.
Yeah.
Number 6, Snapchat. Which
yeah.
Number 5, catfishing that goes on to the Mantiteo incident. Number 4,
MTV made a whole goddamn show about it.
Well, there was a movie about it before the Mantiteo thing even happened, called Catfish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4, twerk, which you mentioned. Number 3, selfie, which you mentioned. Number 2 is shutdown, which went all along with the government shutdown.
Oh, okay.
And number 1, the main reason why I'm actually ending with this list, because it's a nice tie-in to what we're going to talk about next, or what we're just going to mention next. The binge watch is number 1. So
really,
yeah, which is pretty much what I've been doing with Arrow right now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But which brings me again to our contest for 6 months subscription to Netflix, Hulu, or Xbox.
You can binge watch.
With that subscription, you can use that to binge watch whatever shows you want if you happen to win. So once again, pay attention to the show. Pay attention to everything that we talk about, everything that we do during the show, because you never know what's going to be part of the question. We are going to ask that question when we come back. We're going to do another quick break. We're going to come back, do our Weird of the Week segment. We'll tell you what the trivia question is, and we'll wrap up the show.
Wrap it up so people can go to bed.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Promise, we got about another 10 minutes or so, and we'll be wrapped up. So stay tuned. We're going to take another quick break, and we will be back. Hang tight.
I will make you no promises save one. That if you truly believe in your hearts that you are free, then I say we can win.
They got armor.
They got armor, Bull? Even this boy can be taught to find the chinks in every suit of armor.
But we ain't got nothing to eat.
What do we need that the forest cannot provide? We have food, wood for weapons. We'll find safety and solace in our trees.
Yeah, but what about our kids? Shutter's taking all they got, too.
And by God, we take it back.
All right, short music break that time. We only played one song, but we are indeed back with another movie clip to bring us back in. That's probably going to be a pretty regular thing. I kind of like doing that.
Yeah.
We'll change it up every once in a while and bring in different ones. But anyway, so we're going to do some wrap-up stuff here. But first, before we do that, we got to do it's our other regular segment where we tell you about some weird shit that happens in the country and stuff. We call it our Weird of the Week. It's all you, Adam. Take it.
And now, next levels Weird of the Week.
Let me just tell you, there's never a shortage of weird stories in the world. I'm gonna save this one for last.
Okay.
It's the one I told you about yesterday. We'll go with this one. South Carolina says that a 44-year-old woman was angry at a man for returning home without beer on Christmas, so she beat and stabbed him with a ceramic squirrel.
That's awesome. I mean, not for him, obviously, but...
Correct. The Charleston County Sheriff's Office said in a report that deputies found a man covered with blood when they arrived at Helen Williams' North Charleston home early Wednesday. Now, this is on Christmas, remember? So it's like a week and a half old, but she stabbed him with a squirrel on Christmas. She told investigators that the man fell and cut himself, but couldn't explain why her hands and clothes were also bloody. They said that the man said Williams was so angry when he returned without beer because the stores were closed on Christmas Eve that she grabbed a ceramic squirrel, beat him in the head, and then stabbed him in the shoulder and chest. The female was in jail Friday and charged with criminal domestic violence. It wasn't known if she had a lawyer at the time. 'Tis the season.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
This one's pretty good. A man's blood alcohol content was too high for police to measure. I didn't know was possible.
Yeah, this one blows my mind. I didn't think this was possible.
Yeah, 28-year-old Levi B. Carter's accomplishment is one that's truly horrifying. Apparently, the Iowa City man was so intoxicated that when given a breath test, the breathalyzer wasn't able to calculate it. Apparently, police responded to a call from a woman who claimed to be Carter's passenger at about 2 a.m. Friday morning. She told them he had driven off the road and hit a street sign. When authorities arrived at his home, they found him in his basement talking to people that weren't there. So there's a tip-off. He wasn't able to stand without holding himself up and apparently smelled strongly of alcohol. Shocker.
Yeah.
He told police he had drank 2 Bud Lights.
Were they like pure alcohol?
Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Yeah. He failed an eye test and was unable to complete any other sobriety tests. When they administered the breathalyzer, he apparently provided a weak breath into a preliminary test, and the last reading was .467, which is, in Pennsylvania, the legal limit's .08.
Yeah. So he was...
So .467, which was the weak reading, apparently, is absolutely insane. And
it's like 5 times
that,
over.
the PBT just read high. So it was so high that it didn't even make a number for it.
Yeah.
Which is just insane.
Yeah.
So that guy that's got to be a Guinness World Record of some sort if they keep track of that thing.
They
give
him a bottle of wine if he makes the record.
Yeah. This next story is the ultimate multitasking, I guess. Apparently, Andrew Frey, a man high on meth, fought off 15 police officers while masturbating.
That's right. You did tell me about this one, and I forgot.
Yeah, he's 37 years old. Apparently, he made a series of outbursts and then began masturbating in an Oregon restaurant. Police were reportedly unable to subdue him with a taser. It took 15 officers to finally take him into custody and stop him pleasuring himself. Apparently, he told authorities later he took meth and couldn't remember the obscene incident. He was treated at a local hospital and booked into county jail on charges of public indecency, theft of services, and resisting arrest.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Apparently, meth gives you super strength and super multitasking abilities.
And the ability to masturbate while high.
Yeah.
So.
And fighting off police.
I don't know if I would want that that ability, though. I don't need anything that
Yeah, I don't know either. That's like a creepy, weird superhero guy.
Yeah. So, I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think we
it
have
for Weird of the Week.
I think that's it for the show.
I think that's it for the show too.
We lied. We don't have a trivia
Except
question.
for one thing.
We lied. We don't have a trivia question. We just told you that to get you to listen. No, we're only kidding. We actually do. We have a trivia question. We are actually giving something away. All right. So let's run down a couple things real quick before we get.
What's in the box?
That's a good trivia question. I have a box in front of me. What's in it?
Spoiler alert: Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
All right. Run down a couple things real quick. Our email, which you're going to need this for the trivia question, nextlevelshowcast@yahoo.com. When we ask you the question, you want to email your answer there. We need your name, your email address, and the answer to the question. Make sure you have all that information in there. Follow us on Twitter @thenextlevelsc. And make sure you like us on Facebook.com/nextlevelshowcast if you haven't already. I also have to mention, check out, we have a couple friends of the show. You need to check out our friends over at Nerdbase. They were our friends when we were Nerd Sentimental, and they're still our friends now. So www.nerd-base.com. They got a lot of cool content over there. And when you're on Facebook, our new friends this year to the new show, my friends Sage and Kim have their own site on Facebook called Head Over Feels. Feels. They're going to be plugging us quite a bit, so we're going to plug them in return. So look them up and like their page as well. And we have a sponsor of the show, which is pretty cool. We forgot to mention this earlier, so we're going to mention it now. We are sponsored by a movie, Zombie X's, which is now available on Amazon and soon to be available in Redbox and Netflix. It is a zombie movie about Alex and his friends, where his ex-girlfriends come back to life as zombies, and the three of them have to save the world. So, but they are a sponsor, Zombie X's. So check them out, zombiex's.com, or you can search Zombie X's on Facebook and send them a like as well. So now that we've said, we've wrapped up with all that stuff, I think we should ask the question. So, in between each music break, when we came back into the show, we've been playing movie clips, and we're going to continue to do that. But here's what I need you to do. We've played 3 clips so far. 3 clips?
3.
We did play 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just counting real quick just to be sure. We did. We played 3. Okay. We played 3 movie clips. There's going to be 1 more at the end of the show. All you have to do, and do not post in the site, and do not post on our webpage, because we want to make it fair. We don't want you to give away the answer.
Email it to us.
Email us your answer with your name and your email address. Tell us 1 of the movies that we mentioned. That's it. It's simple. Name 1 of the movies that one of those 4 sound clips were from. That's all you have to do. If you get that right, your name, you're going to get 3 entries into the hat for your name. So you get 3 entries automatically into the drawing for the 6-month subscription to Netflix, Hulu Plus, or Xbox 360, Xbox Live, which is good for 360 or Xbox One, which the Xbox One is awesome, by the way. Also, you can earn additional chances simply by sharing our page. Share our page on your page. Tag us in it so that we know that you did it, and you get an extra chance into the show, or into the drawing. 1 entry per day, though, so you'll get another shot of, and you can do that up until Friday.
So what was the email again?
nextlevelshowcast@yahoo.com.
Okay.
So
I'll post that on the message board.
Okay. So all you have to do, again, is tell us 1 of the 4 movie clips, what movie it is from. Send us that in an email. You get 3 chances. Share our page once a day up until Friday. Continue sharing us after Friday, too. But up until Friday, you're going to get 1 additional chance for every day that you share our page. You have to tag us.
If you do a thing 5 times, it becomes a habit. So just make it a habit.
Exactly. Just make it a habit.
Share our page.
I'm
lying. It's not 5 times. It's like 30 or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know what the thing is. Tag us in it. So that you can make it easier for us to know that we did it. We'll still check on pages and things like that to see who did it and not. But definitely tag us in it if you can so that we know that you did it, because we'll know right away that you did it. And we'll put a chance in for you automatically just for doing that. Again, share our page. Get people to like us. If you missed the show or you missed any of the movie clips that we played and you didn't know any other ones that you did hear, listen to the podcast, because we'll definitely put this up for podcast. Should be up by Tuesday, I would say. The link will be posted on the page once it's up, and you'll be able to go back and listen to everything.
So make sure you like our Facebook page.
Yeah, if you haven't already, which I think most of the people who listen usually have it liked already.
Right.
So definitely... that's about it. We'll post our Golden Globe nom predictions on the page, and you can definitely comment on them as we lead up to the Golden Globes.
You can watch me get more right than Ben.
We'll see. I was right about the football game yesterday. I'll leave that alone.
You really weren't, though. I don't think you predicted that.
No, it's just what I wanted.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. That's going to open a whole new can.
If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
See? That's perfect. That's where it fits. All right. I believe that is it. We're going to wrap it up, and we're going to say goodnight so that people can get their beauty sleep. It's about that time I'm getting ready to call it a night, too, so it kind of works out.
Yeah, after being up till 4 o'clock yesterday.
That's what time I got home yesterday. That doesn't mean that's what time I was up until. I didn't get home until 4. Passed out around 4:30, 4:45.
We didn't really talk about your Arrow binge watching, but we'll have to touch on that next week.
Yeah, we could touch on that later on.
When I'm caught up.
We're still trying to figure out, I think, what we're going to do for next week, too, aren't we? Because I don't think are we going to broadcast during the Golden Globes? Because our show runs during the Golden Globes, and I kind of want to watch them. So
I thought we were going to do like
just do like a live update kind of thing while we're doing it. That's fine. It works for me.
I'm sitting in front of a TV, so
So am I. So I mean, we can do live updates while we're doing the show next week. Works for me.
Yeah, we'll talk about other stuff too.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So, but anyway, I'm Ben, and you are.
I'm Adam.
Signing off. Remember, we got one more clip to play, and that's about it. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on Twitter. Share us, and that's about it. Good night, everybody.
Later.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.